Coming up on Network Africa, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs condemns Wednesday's attack on a humanitarian convoy in Sudan, calling for an immediate and independent investigation. French judges dismiss genocide case against Agatha Habyarimana, tried for conspiracy to commit the 1994 genocide in Rwanda. Plus, demonstrators clash with police in Pretoria, protesting South Africa's coal exports to Israel amid the ongoing war in Gaza. Hello and welcome to the program. Today is the last episode for the week. I'm Layo Olarinde. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs is condemning Wednesday's attack on a humanitarian convoy in Sudan. A drone attack on a convoy near Al-Malit in North Darfur state of Sudan on August 20 destroyed 3 trucks carrying food aid for vulnerable families. Or briefing reporters in New York, Daniela Gross de Almeida, associate UN spokesperson, said the convoy was operated by the World Food Programme and all convoy personnel were reported safe. She adds that Luca Renda, acting resident and humanitarian coordinator in Sudan, has condemned the attack in the strongest terms, calling for an immediate and independent investigation into the incident and for parties found responsible to be held accountable.
And I have a humanitarian update on Sudan. The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs is gravely concerned by yet another attack on a humanitarian convoy, this time near Al-Malit in North Darfur state, which happened on August 20th. The convoy operated by the World Food Programme consisted of 16 trucks carrying life-saving food assistance for vulnerable families. These trucks were destroyed after catching fire during the drone attack. Fortunately, all convoy personnel are safe and accounted for. In a statement issued a short while ago, the acting resident and humanitarian coordinator in Sudan, Luca Renda, condemned the attack in the strongest terms and called for an immediate and independent investigation into the incident for parties found responsible to be held to account. OCHA stressed once again that international humanitarian law must be respected and the safety and protection of humanitarian personnel and supplies must be ensured. Humanitarian workers must be allowed to carry out their work without fear, obstruction, or violence. This latest attack comes less than 3 months after another attack on a WFP and UNICEF humanitarian convoy in Al-Khoma, North Darfur state, in early June. That convoy was awaiting clearance to proceed to the state capital El Fasher. 5 members of the convoy were killed and several more people were injured. These attacks come at a time when nearly 25 million people in Sudan are experiencing acute hunger. Meanwhile, food insecurity continues to deepen across Sudan. According to WFP's market monitor for July, prices for all major food items rose sharply compared to June, driving the national average cost of the WFP local food basket up by more than a quarter. The surge is largely driven by extreme prices hikes in the markets in Al Fasher and Kadugli, the capital of South Kordofan state. The UN and its partners continue to respond to urgent needs wherever access is possible. But insecurity, logistical constraints, and underfunding remain major barriers to scaling up humanitarian assistance.
Meanwhile, the head of the United Nations Support Mission in Libya, UNSMIL, Hannah Tete, is calling on all candidates to accept the election results in the country as the choices made by their voters, and this would facilitate a peaceful transfer of power to the newly elected leaders. She was briefing the UN Security Council in New York on the situation in the country. On August 16th, 26 Libyan municipalities went to the polls in spite of significant challenges. She has commended the dedication also of the Electoral Commission, HNEC, their staff and teams in the polling stations and the security officials for making the elections in Libya possible.
I would also like to call on all candidates to accept the election results as the choices made by their voters, and where there have been choices for change, to facilitate the transfer of power to the newly elected leaders. By the end of polling day, voter turnout was 71%. This is a clear signal that the Libyan people are yearning to elect their representatives. In some cases, this was the first time any elections have happened since 2014. However, the suspension of municipal elections in eastern and southern Libya previously referenced is an equally clear sign that not all have the same commitment towards supporting Libya's democratic development, and there is the urgent need for a reset in the political process. We propose a roadmap built around three core pillars. One, the implementation of a technically sound and politically viable electoral framework aimed at holding presidential and legislative elections. Two, unifying institutions through a new unified government. And three, a structured dialogue that enables broad participation of Libyans to address the critical issues that need to be tackled in order to create a conducive environment for elections, shaping a shared vision and addressing long-term drivers of conflict, while underpinning short-term efforts to unify institutions and enhance governance in key sectors. UNSMIL reaffirms its call for a unified, realistic, and balanced budget that reflects agreed priorities and promotes financial sustainability and monetary stability. I also urge all concerned entities that receive public salaries throughout Libya to adhere to the automated public salary payment system. And I'm also alarmed by the forced return of migrants to conflict zones, including Sudan. In Kufra, the number of Sudanese refugees exceeds the number of residents, and it's no surprise that this is a cause of tension. Conditions are dire, and we would like to urge the donor community to increase support for our refugee response plan.
Two French investigating judges sitting in Paris have dismissed a genocide case against Agatha Habyarimana, citing a lack of evidence. The dismissal means the 82-year-old widow of late Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana's chance of getting tried for conspiracy to commit the 1994 genocide has significantly reduced. In the dismissal order, the judges said there was no evidence pinning Habyarimana as a genocide perpetrator, but only as a victim of a terror attack in which her husband was killed. His assassination in a plane bombing on April 6, 1994 sparked the Rwandan genocide, which killed approximately 800,000 individuals, primarily Tutsis and moderate Hutus. However, the National Anti-Terrorism Prosecutor's Office says it would appeal this decision. We're in the Democratic Republic of Congo now, where civil parties in the treason trial of the former president are demanding tens of billions of dollars in reparations. They say this is in compensation for the violence they have experienced at the hands of rebels in the mineral-rich east of the country. The charges against former President Joseph Kabila include murder, rape, and torture linked to his alleged support for Rwanda-backed M23 rebels who control a large part of the region. Kabila's successor, President Felix Tshisekedi, has accused him of being the brains behind the group, but former President Kabila has denied this. At a military court in Kinshasa, lawyers for the civil parties say they are seeking nearly $25 billion in reparations. They have also described Kabila as a Rwandan citizen and are demanding that he be convicted of espionage instead. While former presidents serve as senators for life and enjoy a lifetime immunity, former President Kabila was stripped of this protection in May to allow for his prosecution. Well, this is in South Africa, where clashes erupted just outside the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition in Pretoria as protesters called for an immediate embargo on South Africa's coal exports to Israel amid the ongoing war in Gaza. Protesters attempted to breach the DTIC compound's gates even as the police pushed back the crowd, also detaining protesters and confiscating banners. The protesters say they submitted a memorandum to the department alleging that South Africa exported 1.6 million metric tons of coal to Tel Aviv and permitted Israel to use its ports for the transit of goods. As of January 2025, coal ranked among South Africa's leading exports to Israel, with shipments reportedly rising by 17% compared to January 2024.
We are here today. We have been manhandled by the police. We are inside the DTIC compound, and we are here because we know that sanctions and an energy embargo is the way to end the genocide in Palestine, end the apartheid that Israel and the Zionist entity and its accomplices are carrying out. We know that shipments of coal are leaving Richards Bay. We know that Glencore is complicit in multiple genocides. We have sent a letter and a memorandum to the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition, to Parks Tau. We have not received a response. We cannot be a state that has stood in the ICJ, that has stood on the side of principled solidarity and continue sending coal that is funding a genocide, that is killing children, that is actively engaged in an illegal blockade, in starvation.
We are here at the DTIC to protest South Africa's export of coal to Zionist Israel. So we take the state of Israel to the ICJ. But what's happening is we are talking left and walking right. It's hypocritical, it's inconsistent, it's actually criminal in terms of the law to be enabling a genocide. So whilst we're calling them out at the ICJ, at the same time we are exporting coal to that genocide entity, and we are demanding that we stop it, not only because it's the wrong thing to do, it's inhuman, but it's illegal as well. South Africa can stop it. Cyril Ramaphosa is not just only citizen number one, he's also the commander-in-chief of the army, the navy and all our armed forces. He can declare tomorrow that coal is a banned export to Israel, and it will stop in an instant, and it will not even harm the South African economy. It's that little in relation to our exports, but in Israel it's 17% of their power that comes from coal, and now South Africa is the largest exporter. That's completely unrealistic but also immoral. So we are being hypocritical.
So the South African government is saying that it's supporting Palestine and opposing the genocide in Israel, yet Glencore and others are providing huge amounts of coal to them to provide energy to allow them to carry on that war and that genocide. Why? Why are they doing this? We have to stop it. The South African government mustn't be complicit in this while speaking internationally and saying that they're opposing the genocide. We have to stop selling coal.
Bibi is a baby killer.
Let's take a break now on the program. Still ahead, our Africa Tech segment joins an AI summer camp for kids shaping Africa's younger generation. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the program. We continue here in Nigeria. The Committee of Wives of Lagos State officials has taken its free medical outreach to Makoko, offering residents free vital health services. The wife of the Lagos State governor and chairman of Council, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, who flagged off the free medical health mission at the Yaba Local Council Development Area, says the intervention was conceived to address health inequalities at the grassroots level, which remains a central priority under Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration.
It's the turn of Yaba Local Council Development Area to benefit from the free medical outreach championed by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State officials, which is in commemoration of the 25th anniversary of the National Women's Conference. The healthcare program, targeting over 1,000 beneficiaries within the community, is to ensure that those at the grassroots also have access to quality healthcare services.
Access to healthcare is a right, it is not a privilege, and that no one should be left behind. So this outreach is an expression of that commitment by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State officials to care for the vulnerable and lay a foundation for a healthier future.
Makoko residents and others taking advantage of the program commend council for not neglecting them.
What they are doing is bringing governance to the doorstep of citizens.
Thank you very much. The government should continue doing this.
The chairman of Yaba Local Council Development Area also echoes the significance of the program.
This gathering is not another official event. It's a reflection of our shared belief that good health is the foundation of a prosperous community. It's a timely reminder that access to quality healthcare must not be a privilege for a few, but a right for all, regardless of social or economic status.
Dr. Bijoke Sanwo-Olu, who is the chairman of council, says the vital health services, which comes at no cost, was conceived to tackle health inequalities and expand access to life-saving care for the people.
These services, if accessed in hospital, cost a lot of money, but council is offering them free of charge as part of our contribution to improving public health care. Please, I think it's a good opportunity to check yourself, make sure that maybe there's something that you didn't know that you're having, that we will pick up, and you can follow up with the different referrals that will be given to you here. Medications will be offered here too. Don't let us wait till it becomes very bad before we come out of our houses.
Residents of Lagos are advised to take advantage of the free healthcare initiative, imbibe regular medical checkup in order to avoid higher expenses in medical care.
Welcome to our Africa Tech segment. Demo Day at an AI summer camp for kids brought together parents and guests to watch children as young as the age of 6 showcase what they had created with artificial intelligence. From websites and animations to music and AI for good projects tackling real community issues, the presentations showed how the young minds are using technology in creative and impactful ways.
AI tutors that speak Swahili, Hausa, Amharic, and dozens of other African languages to include.
It's demo day for these young learners who have spent part of their holiday at the Future Minds AI Summer Camp.
To ensure our solutions respect and enhance existing.
Over 2 weeks, they've been exploring artificial intelligence, its ethics, safety, and how to protect their digital footprints. And now they're showcasing what they created.
Using Suno to create music.
These bright minds experimented with new tools, built projects, and gained confidence. They created websites, recorded podcasts, composed digital music, designed animations, and even illustrated storybooks, all while working in teams to develop AI for good projects aimed at solving real challenges in their communities.
They have been on a journey of discovery, not just about artificial intelligence, but how to use it responsibly, ethically, and for good, because we always have bad actors with any wave of innovation. Africa is always seen to be catching up when it comes to technology, but you and I are changing that narrative today. But standing here today, looking at these children, I see proof that we're not behind. We are raising a generation of AI leaders, of technically responsible leaders who will change the world with innovation.
The camp, organized in partnership with UNESCO, Oracle Academy, and NIDA, combines hands-on learning with lessons in safety, creativity, and innovation.
I've learned that artificial intelligence learned through machine learning. Like earlier on, before I came to camp, I thought AI was something that was a human being sitting at a computer that we asked something. But during the progress of the camp, I learned that AI learns through machine learning. That AI has been learning from us over the years, and I've been teaching it actually.
I really love that my group's project combined many aspects of what we learned, like songs, how to build a song with AI, how to make websites, and how to make a podcast with AI. Well, so far they've taught us about how to make music with AI, how to make a story with AI, and how to make our drawings look more realistic with AI, like how to make a movie. All those things combined to make a movie.
I've seen kids under 10, 18 vibe coding websites today, just building AI animations and also coming up with AI music. So it's really pushing the boundaries as to what AI can do right now amongst kids. I've seen kids actually do this because when I was young, there was no structure like this or no support system to actually provide this type of training, and seeing this happen is very inspiring.
From building practical tools to imagining new solutions, these children are showing that Africa is not waiting to catch up with artificial intelligence, but raising a generation that is ready to lead it responsibly.
And as we end the programs for today, here's our fun fact about the continent. Did you know that the Congo Basin is the second largest tropical rainforest in the world? And this is after the Amazon and is home to an incredible diversity of species. It covers vast areas of 6 Central African countries. It houses a rich variety of life with over 10,000 plant species, 1,000 bird species, 400 mammals and millions of insects. The rainforest acts as a crucial carbon sink, absorbing significant amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and influencing global climatic patterns. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. And that's it on the program for today and for the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Layo Olarinde. Have a lovely weekend.